Hey guys, welcome everybody to the cast and to the stream. I am your caster Snoopy, and I'm here with my co-caster Volticus. So why don't you say hi to the...
Well, hello there. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a good day.
Yes, and we are gonna start we are here for the show match between PiG and FireZerg. And we are in our lobby. We're about to start. Hope all you guys have a lovely Sunday so far.
Almost forgot what day it was there.
Yeah. Alright, so why don't you just explain the show match, all the rules and all the process. So it's like a $50 first place prize to the winner, right?
Right, yeah. Absolutely. All sponsored by Afreecatv, our good friends over there, who will be hosting this tournament on their website tonight.
Yes, thank you, Afreecatv.
Is it Africa or is it Africa?
Like
the content, or is it how it looks?
Yeah, I should say Africa.
Yeah, I only say Africa, but I've heard people say Africa as well. So it's like, is it Africa?
Africa.
I do not know. Africa.
Alright,
PiG and FireZerg already getting off to a good start. Having a little bit of banter here and there. Saying, PiG, are you going to tell the race? Yes, maybe. And they're also wondering which race will be favoured on each map as we do go down the maps. Because we will be going straight through the maps alphabetically, I believe. And then for the final two matches, if needed, you were saying, what is the order of them?
Well, actually, we're going to start with Abyssal Reef, and then we're going to go ahead and just let the loser pick the next map.
Alrighty.
Okay. So both our players are ready. So here we go. We're gonna start the countdown.
And we'll get tonight rolling. A good start, I think, so far. Nothing has gone massively wrong, I don't think, yet.
Nope. But anything could happen. I guess we'll see. Anyways, back to the tournament layout. We are gonna have a best of 9 in this series. And again, $50 to the player that wins the series. And it looks like game is about to start. So why don't you go ahead and introduce the players?
Absolutely. So we do have a ZVP as our first match of the day, and we do have spawning in the top left-hand corner, representing Psionic Aftermath. We have our very own FireZerg.
And here at the bottom right, why don't you go ahead and do the honors?
Oh, I thought you would take the turn, but of course, we have spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, representing Pigpan. Taste the bacon. He is Pig.
Alright, so it looks like Pig is going for a 1 gate expand so far. So why don't you talk about what race do you play?
I'm a Terran player myself.
Oh.
I don't particularly know too much about this race, this matchup rather. However, Pig coming straight in with a little bit of, this is my territory, the back of the mirror line with a ghost little spray.
Oh, right there, I see it.
Yeah, a little band of banter going off as well. Good little chirpiness going on, as we do have Pig, I believe, is streaming his side of the tournament as well. FireZerg, not quite with the same following, but I'm sure he will have the cult following if he does go up maybe 4-0 in this series. You never know. Coming from PsiX, we might just be a little bit biased.
Yes, feel free to watch both streams. You can have both the streams on because one of them is on Twitch and the other one is on Afreecatv. So.
Now, well, on one of the streams you have a charismatic Australian, but on the other you have a charismatic British and American. I know where I want to be.
Which one do you want to be?
Well, do I want to be a charismatic Australian or a British person? Now that's a good question. Depends. If I have to live in Australia with all those big spiders.
Oh, but they do have those quokkas, which are like the happiest animal on the planet. So, have you seen them?
I hope you didn't say cobras.
No.
Cobras are not that happy. No.
Quokkas. Quokka, I think that's how you spell it.
KKK. A.
KKO. No.
KK.
Oh, KKA. Yeah.
I have no idea of this animal. I've never heard of it. I've heard of drop bears, however. I know of them.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get back into the game. First Adept is out. Does go across the map, but there is 6 Zerglings out for FireZerg, so he should be able to defend this without losing too much.
Not too much, and especially it's going to be a little harder without that speed. He won't get to that full surround as quickly as possible, but he does have a nice queen there to try and block, but the shade does get through anyway. Lings banking up in number now, able to possibly shoo away this Adept who's going to get the full scatter from the drone line. He needs to know how many drones are going to be in that natural to be able to tell what sort of commitment FireZerg has to maybe a macro game, maybe a big all-in off 2 bases. But he does scout those quite a number of drones there, so he knows, okay, this is going to be a reasonable macro game. You want to build up maybe to a 3rd base real soon, tech it to roaches, be exactly where you want to be in that mid-game PvC.
Okay, so basically you just got 1 worker with that depth, so not too bad.
Yeah, losing that 1 Adept, it's not a big deal in the slightest, to be honest. He got maybe a drone kill, did he?
Yeah,
he got a single drone kill. It might not sound like he's worth it, but he got the full scout as well. He took down a little bit of lava, he got a little bit of damage done here and there, just generally annoyed FireZerg. And annoying someone this early into a big long series like a best of 9 is a really good way of going away about things.
Yes, and we do see that Pig is about to finish his Dark Shrine, so he is going for that Warp Prism BT drop, which is a really common playstyle from Protoss in PvZ.
Yeah, and Pig's told me himself that he absolutely loves this style. He'll go for these DT drops and then he'll perform them straight into Archons and try and get as much damage as possible, and he always feels so annoyed if he doesn't get more than 2,000 resources worth of kills out. That's the number he told me.
Ooh. Oh, we do see FireZerg with a great Overlord creep blocking, so it's going to take a little bit while of Pig, but as we know in Legacy of the Void, the creep has it kind of goes away faster in terms of the speed compared to HOTS. In HOTS, you know, once the Overlord drops that creep with the Overlord, it takes a long time to incinerate. But as we
don't remind me. That was an eternity. I was like, okay, and in my head, that was the entire reason why I was still in Platinum League the entire time.
Oh, we do see if you head over to the FireZerg's dirt base, it was nearly killed off by the DT, but got the Overseer just in time.
Oh, but now he's just being completely followed with this drop by an Overseer. The Overseer is not going to let him go. He's constantly pointing at this Warp Prism, following it, making sure the DTs that get out are not going to get by unseen.
Indeed, and Pig throwing down more gateways. He's going to need it because there are already Hydras being popped out and walking across the map, looking to kill probably the rocks right here and attack the dirt. So just as soon as the dirt of Pigs is going to finish, he should attack by then.
I think so, but on the other side we have Pig going for this Archon drop. I think he's going to be moving out, but I don't know if he actually knows about this big move out here that is forming up at these rocks. He does have an observer in position to see everything moving that way, but it doesn't look like he's too phased about it. He's going around killing a few Overlords, but all in all, he's not really preparing for this big attack forming up where those rocks used to be, at least.
Oh, here we go. FireZerg is going to be engaging in. Will he have enough? Only one Proton Overcharge. Enough to push back the Zerg.
Yeah, with plenty of Zealots here with charge, they're able to push that back quite easily. There's not quite enough Hydras, or there's no Banelings even, out there to try and deal with all of these Zealots. So it's going to be a difficult army here for FireZerg to try and deal with. Those Archons are so good, they do so much damage to everything there when everything is all clumped up. And it looks like, I think Pig is going to make his way and crush this big Hydra Ling army. What he really needed there was a lot more Banelings. If he had those Banelings, he really could have dealt with Pig's army very easily, but the Zealot count is what really dealt the damage there.
Yes, oh, but look at that. Pig kind of overextended a little bit and gets caught up by the Zerglings, but more Archon. Ooh, so much Archon.
Just saving that Archon.
5 Archons.
Big overextension there by Pig. Nearly loses his entire little squad of Archons there to all those Lings and Hydras. But now he just needs to stick back home. He needs to build up off of that third base, get more gateways, even getting the fourth now. And this map really allows you to go to that safe fourth and even a fifth base down in that close-in position as well. We are going to see Pig moving out across the map into a large amount of creep and up that choke point. That means these Lings are not going to get good surface area at all, especially on against these big splash damage Archons. With the concave on the Hydras is beautiful, and he's able to take down all of the tanks here, able to take down more and more Archons. He's able to stutter step his way through this army. There's not much hope left for these Immortals and Archons. The last of the Archons go down, and the last Immortal finally takes down.
Yes, that was a really tough. That's not a position you want to be walking up a ramp with that concave in front of you. But Pig is going to go ahead and try to do some more harass with the DTs, as he needs some time to amass some army to defend against these Hydras that attack his fourth. Cancels his fourth, but as the DTs kill they attack the third, FireZerg has to GG out.
Yeah, those DTs, while the big army, the Archons and Immortal Zealots were moving in, Pig went round the back, he took down that third base, and that dealt so much damage to the economy of FireZerg that he just couldn't recover after that army. That despite him winning, he just didn't have the infrastructure anymore to try and push back Pig, who was on 4 bases there, who could go into Sky Toss, anything he wanted there. The world was his oyster, that game was.
Yes, so the DT is worked out in the end. So basically, Pig is gonna go ahead and put the first point on the scoreboard, and it is now time for fire. Oh no, I think we're just gonna go ahead and go down the ladder map pool. So basically, I guess, yeah, so before I said we lose a pick map, we're just going to go ahead and go down the ladder map pool in alphabetical order. And here we go. We're in the lobby and going to go ahead and confirm if both players are ready. FireZerg says he is ready, so we're waiting on Pig to confirm. Alright, so Pig is ready.
Both of our players are indeed ready, and we will be going straight into game number 2 very quickly. Right with that here, only 15-minute game that last one was. It's only taken us 15 minutes to get into the next one. I wonder how this bodes for both of these players here. But I wonder what races is Pig going to land himself with here, and how is that going to affect this map here, as Acolyte is a map that's very long and you can be quite greedy on it. Things are very choky once you bring things in towards the main base, and they get progressively more open as you make your way into the middle of the map and return to being nice and choky as you get towards those bases. But unlike Abyssal, Acolytes are a little harder to secure your 4th and 5th bases, which they are more or less free on the last one. However, let's get on and introduce our players. Would you like to introduce them this time? Would you like to stick with me?
I'll do one and you could do the next. So I'll just introduce the first player. It is the Orange Zerg at the top right. Down 1 game, he is FireZerg.
And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand corner as the Red Zerg, his main race, his favorite race, the one he competed as. And in the competitive scene, he is Pig.
Ooh,
So we do have a ZVZ, my bad.
Yeah, ZVZ.
We do have a ZVZ. So FireZerg, being a very heavy Zerg player, I think he can cope with the heavy microaggression that can come down out of ZVZ. And he is going to be going for this pool first action. He's going to be going for what I believe was a 13 pool. If I'm right in saying, I wasn't
so. Yeah,
100% watching.
It was definitely a 12 or 13 pool. It's really quick as he's getting his speed right now, and Zergling making their way across the map.
But this is going to be really heavy 1 base aggression. He's even getting that queen out, so he only needs 1 base to produce all the lava he could ever need to be pumping out lings after lings after lings. And he's going about just a long way around the map to try and avoid these overlords here, making sure that he can strike Pig completely unawares here, as Pig does get his 2nd base finished up rather soon. 2 queens on the way and a couple Zerglings, but will it be enough? So we do see FireZerg banking up quite a few lings here. He already has 8 on the way.
It's interesting to note that Pig did get the base, the hatchery, out in the outer region, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to defend, I think.
I think so, but it'll be a lot easier to wall off. So FireZerg striking as soon as his ling speed is done, and he's going to have the most lings he could possibly need. And he's going to strike Pig when he doesn't expect it. So he has 3 lings out. He's got a spine crawler on the way in the main mineral line. He's got 10 more lings out. And ling speed is only halfway done. Queen after queen going down. And it looks like this natural is sure to go down as well. We do see a lot of banelings being morphed out here. Things do pop out to deny any more damage onto this hatchery for the meantime, but the damage is going to resume right on top of that hatchery. However, the Banes do come in, and we are going to see going straight for that mineral line, seeing what damage you can get done to the drones within.
Oh, nice wall up by PiG. Get some free pot shots.
Very nice SimCity.
Oh, but the spine does go down.
Crawler down.
Oh, there's one Baneling. Oh, good split by PiG.
PiG holding on really well here, losing so few workers, only losing 4 so far, and is able to just power his way into a nice defensive building, plenty of Banelings of his own, just a couple meters away from the Banelings of FireZerg even.
Oh, the
Banelings go straight for the mirror line.
Oh my god.
He's gonna get it.
Good split though.
Not quite connected just so far. Banelings of PiG do off and take down both of the Banelings of FireZerg. They're in his base.
I gotta say, he defended that pretty well, I think.
I think so, and behind we do see the fire. It's a police siren going off in the background of you, saying how well PiG is defending, and you should be arrested for it. I call map hacks. That is going to be GG. PiG is going to be taking game number 2 there, bringing them to a very quick 2-0 lead.
That was pretty impressive, as FireZerg did go for that rush. PiG went for the hatch first, I believe, and he defended it. Why don't I just go ahead and make the next map, and then also close my window as you heard the siren. So 1 second. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. And let's go ahead and get both players ready. Alright, FireZerg says he is ready. So let's have PiG confirm if he's ready as well. And he is ready as well.
And we are going to see red versus orange yet again, making things a lot more confusing for us. No red versus blue action, orange versus green, purple versus yellow, nothing along those lines. It's going to be super similar colors facing off against each other.
Yes, the color of fire. So FireZerg.
Well, clearly a lot more observant than me. You can make these connections a lot better than I can. As we do have our FireZerg spawning in the top left-hand corner. He needs to start bringing these back, otherwise he's going to get very close to being on the brink of a losing here. He is FireZerg.
And here at the bottom right, we do have the red Zerg, who actually was random, but again, spawned out as Zerg. He is PiG.
So we do have Droptimus, also known as Passion, in the chat, saying that he has just checked up on FireZerg's match histories, and he is saying that he has a 60% win rate in ZVZ, his best matchup. However, not quite showing it in the last match. PiG just able to outdo him, saving those drones from those Banelings with a double Baneling connect.
Yes, well, FireZerg, yeah, I'd say he's a pretty good mechanical player. He micros really well, and it looks like he is gonna go ahead and being down 2-0 or 0-2 rather. He is gonna go ahead and gamble on this little bit of a rush here. We'll see if PiG can hold off that attack, but she did last game, so credit to him. Let's see how he does this game.
Absolutely, as we do have another CVZ. And FireZerg is going to go for that exact same build as you did mention. But this is a shorter map than Acolyte, and it's really going to help him out here.
He's going to go
again, moving around the side just to avoid the Overlord scouting. But I guess PiG's going to be sat there thinking, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And then if he goes for a third time in ZVZ, then... In fact, did PiG mention it was like he did? because Pig is a well-mannered gentleman.
Uh,
Gentleman and a scholar, Pig.
yes, both players says good luck, have fun in the beginning. So very well-mannered. He's waiting for speed to FireZerg at least. He's waiting for speed to be done before he attacks. He is also going for the same build with the Baneling Nest. So same build from FireZerg twice in a row. And here we go.
And Pig is just going to try and defend in the exact same manner as before. Spine Crawler in the natural, Baneling Nest as a Warlock agent. And it's going to try and defend in a very, very similar manner. He's going to lose the same amount of units, but I think he's going to commit a little less to Lings this time. He's not quite got as many Lings as he did last time. That could really hurt Pig here in this match. It went well for him last time. But what really sent him was the split. But man, the Queen gets the full surround off there, and he's going to die any second now. The splits do go down. There's plenty. So many drones are going down. There's no Lings out at the moment to try and defend against this. Good split off there, off on the Banelings. No connections going off right now though.
Oh, Queen pop up just right in time. Good split.
Banelings out to try and deal with this. Very good splits there. There's one more Baneling, but one Baneling is not going to get a killing blow on top of these drones here. The drones are happy just to go back to mining. And able to just resume the defense there. Very nice Baneling connections there. One more Baneling that just isn't going to be able to do too much. He can bruise a lot of these drones, but it can't kill. It can only maim. However, we do have plenty more Lings and Banes heading their way in. Nothing here to defend for Pig as the Banelings do roll in completely uncontested here. The split's not quite as good as I hoped because he has to try and defend against these Lings at the same time. Good connections there, getting quite a few. Oh, but so many drones are going to go down. I think that's going to be every single drone going down very shortly as we do see the Lings outnumbering those of Pig's FireZerg. And GG will be called very shortly. There we are. GG, well played. FireZerg is going to start to bring this back with a 2-1 recovery so far.
You know, I think that actually was started off pretty well with Pig. Spinecrawler was a little late compared to last game, but I think as the micro and the game went on, with those Baneling shots, you know, piling on and on, it can be a very back and forth engagement, but it can also snowball at one slight wrong move. And yeah. Next map will be Interloper. Interloper? Yeah, LE.
Interloper.
Yeah, Interloper. Yeah.
Not to be confused with Intraloper or Interloper. I don't know what those are, but they're words, I'm sure. Someone in the chat could tell us the meaning of those words if they have a dictionary handy, which I do not. As much as my voice might sound nice, I'm not a walking dictionary.
Alright, so that is the first point on the scoreboard for FireZerg. So the score is 2-1 in favor of Pig as we head into our fourth game of the series.
Yes, and only half an hour in, not even half an hour in, we're already on game number 4. That's how quick these CBZs have been. And we are going to be going into our first TBZ of the night. And we do have spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, playing the orange Zerg pieces. As per usual in this series, we have FireZerg.
And here at the top left, the red Terran finally changing the changing the race rather. It is going to be the Terran Pig. So have you?
So this is the.
Oh, you go ahead.
So this is the match. No, what were you going to say? You were going to ask a question.
I was just going to ask you whether you've seen much of Pig's game when he's a Terran.
I've not seen too much of it, but I've been doing a little bit of research and trying to find out what really makes Pig tick in TVZ. And he often likes to mix things up, very often with big 3cc macro games, where he wants to take to the late game against Hydra Ling Bane armies or Ultra Ling Bane armies, or big tank pushes and all that sort of good jazz, especially on maps like this where he'll take big advantage of splitting in these chokes like you do see around the third bases, around the rocks in the natural. And generally, he's not scared of going for these big two-base plays either. But we'll have to see on the Interloper which style he'll be going for.
Yes, and I think in the TVZ on this map, it's especially for Terran, he can abuse the rocks in front of the dirt with tanks. You know, hide the tanks behind the rocks, and then use it as the rocks as kind of a wall to help defend against against these Zerg army.
Exactly, and that's often the reason why you'll see a lot of Zergs try and take down these rocks as they take a third base, because it is so abusable with siege tanks if they aren't taken out.
Alright, first Reaper on the way for PiG, as well as getting a reactor right afterwards.
Yes, so it does look like we could see a 2-on-1 style build out here. We are going to see the second barracks build way back into the main base here, so no quick Overlord scout is going to be able to see that factory coming down now. But no second gas yet. I think it might be a little bit of a delay. I think this could be a little misplay here by PiG.
I think he's busy microing the Reaper as he almost got the one of the drones half-life, but did not get a drone as that was some good micro from FireZerg.
Agreed, and finally we see that refinery go down, so we are going to have some late gas play. This could be very well be some interesting Hellion play along with a in that 2-on-1 play. But I think we are going to see, I believe it might have just been a mistake, because this tech lab does come down at the standard time. We are going to eventually see the stim come down. But no gas for a starport as of yet. And we are going to be seeing Overlord speed coming out here for FireZerg. He's not got any real scouting information, so he's going to be using that Overlord speed to really jump in there, seeing exactly what PiG is going to be doing at about the right time, about that 3.5 minute mark. That's really when he wants to be seeing things.
Ooh, the Zergling barely passes the Reaper. Could have killed it, but he was on attack move, so did not focus fire on the Reaper. But FireZerg is going to go ahead and get his third as he scares away the Reaper.
Very well played. He really wants to start to get rid of that Reaper. Now he has that speed, because that Reaper can really help to deny third bases. However, FireZerg does get his third base down completely uncontested, and the Reaper is going to come back in, try and get some scouting done, see what sort of composition he's going for, if he's going for that creep spread.
What do you think of the creep spread so far?
I think it's pretty standard. You'll see a lot with these very heavy queen plays. You'll see a lot more creep spread out to these top level players. However, we'll be seeing FireZerg isn't going for that heavy queen play. There really is. It's often used as this quintessential build to take down these 2-on-1 plays. You will be going for quite a few of these queens, but not in the massive numbers you'll sometimes see out of some players, like 8 to 10 queens.
Oh yeah.
That's some crazy time.
That's like free creep all day.
It really is, but I think FireZerg maybe wants to come into that a little bit later so he can go maybe for that heavier drone, because often you'll see that a lot of time people will drone to 40 drones and then go for this big 2-on-1 style defense.
Yes, but we do see PiG is loading his 2 medevacs full of Marines. Very common build by Terran players in the TVZ, and it's going to hit really hard if not prepared. Get some free Zerglings as it was focus firing on the rocks.
Oh man, FireZerg just doesn't have the link camera now. I think he can't take this on. The queens are the only thing that's really going to be pushing this back, because you don't want to get those queens on top of your medevacs, otherwise you've got no maneuverability in this time. You've got nothing to get these guys Marines out of the way. He's just going to jump on top of the queens. He's going to try and take down one. No target fire on these medevacs yet, so this has a lot of longevity in that fight there.
Yeah, I think FireZerg got his hands caught down as he lost a couple of Zerglings just focusing on the rocks, and PiG is making most of use of his Marines here. And he's gonna go ahead and drop into the main.
big drop in the main base here. See what it can get done. Doesn't really lose anything. It just takes the time out of FireZerg. He could be using this for a double-prong attack, but it's going to be rather conservative here. He's going to be thinking about going for that third base, but instead he's going to be going for this 3 extra racks before that third base. This is a style often popularized by like people like Beyond that want to be super aggressive with this bio play. And then eventually, once these extra racks finish, he'll then go for a third. So he's got that aggression leading up all the way through that 2-base into 3-base transition that is completely seamless.
Yes, and it seems like this is going to be a really big push as I don't think PiG has a third base yet, does he? No, it does not seem it. So this is pretty much a 2-base all in.
It's going to be a very big 2-base timing attack. And with those rocks gone, there's no position for these tanks to really abuse. We can only really move one forward. However, we do have FireZerg with a lot of roaches out now. They have a lot of tanking ability against this heavy marine style. But we do have siege tanks there. They do super well. The lanes do jump right on top of all of these marines. Don't quite get the damage done that they really want. The siege tanks cleaning up them super quickly. And now there's not too much here for FireZerg left.
Those tanks doing a lot of damage in the back.
Absolutely, and we do have centrifugal hooks at Baneling speed finishing up any second now, along with +1 melee attacks. So he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to these marines if completely unwatched, but the siege tanks are really going to be the bane to those banelings.
More
big reinforcement waves. No splits out of PiG as of yet. The baneling hits could be massive on this. Massive baneling hits, but there's just too many marines here. And all that's left is really just queens now. You can jump on top of these queens, and they just don't do any damage against the ground units. They only do 4 damage per shot against ground units. That's not even enough to take down 1 medevac heal right there. Oh, all of these queens are going to get chased down there. And there's plenty of links in the reinforcement tabs here, but not enough, I don't think. Here, but it's going to catch his banelings. Big baneling to take down the majority of those banelings. Only a final reinforcement wave here of about 5-6 marines there is going to try and help us out. But the momentum PiG had there has just been completely quelled. Going to have to make do with as few units as possible, but a big round of length is going to be able to clean this up.
Yeah, 15, 60, 25 army supply, and I think it's a matter of time before FireZerg has to tap out.
I think so, but the biggest thing here is the hatchery has not gone down yet. It's getting super close. Eventually it's go down. That was the big saving point. If he could save that third base, that is the way he could have come back into this game. But now without a third base, it's going to really struggle. And he's having to be forced to go for that 3 o'clock position. A position that's super abusable if PiG wants to take down the rock tower and just rotate around, go super safe, take down the third base. But he's just going to go for the direct engagement here, and I don't think he's got enough marines there, but he's going to make it work anyway, losing only a tank, quite a few marines there, but he's now just going to jump on top. GG, well played. It's going to be cool. PiG is going to be taking game number
4.
4.
Yeah, and he's going to take a 3-1 lead after this.
So this could be very well the final game next. If PiG takes his next game, he will be taking the whole series, taking that $50 win, courtesy of Afreecatv, who we are streaming to right now.
This is a best of 9, so the first person to 5 wins is going to go ahead and...
I would say, of course, it's not a best of 7. I'm used to best of 7s.
Yes, I'm too, man. I get you. But yes, it is extended to the best of 9, and we're gonna go ahead and get into our next map, which is Mech Depot.
You say depot, I say depot. Some people say depot. Which one is it? Because I know in the UK, where I'm from, it's depot.
Yes, I heard both pronunciation. I guess it's up to the person, I guess. Oh.
And then you say pronunciation, and over here is pronunciation.
Ah.
But let's not go into this. This is gonna get, I would say feisty to say the least, but it's probably gonna get heated.
Why don't we just let the chat and the audience decide which is the more correct.
Absolutely, that's the
Yes.
most civil way, because we're going to have to go for the Afreeca chat, not the Twitch chat, to be the voice of rationality here.
Yes, and what if you guys can, you can follow the Africa channel of Psionic Aftermath. It is Psionic Aftermath. Oh no, actually, is Afreecatv.com/Psionic Aftermath or Psi Aftermath. So PSI, and then Aftermath after that. We would greatly appreciate it. And Pig is gonna go ahead and take a bathroom break. So why don't we just go ahead and for the audience as well, if you want to grab a drink or a snack or use the bathroom, this is the time. We'll probably play the Psionic Aftermath video, and then we'll come right back as soon as Pig is in the game. So we'll be right back, guys.
See you in a minute.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are about to start our fifth match, I believe. Yeah, fifth match.
I believe so, yes. That would not be the final match. I was wrong in saying that.
And so again, Pig is up 3-1. So FireZerg gonna have to get some work done, try to get back into the series.
Absolutely, and we are going to be seeing what race that Pig will be landing himself with as we do get into game number 5 on Mech Depot, Depot. All the pronunciations are right there, or pronunciations, depending on how you want it to be. Yes. We do have spawning in the top right-hand corner as that orange Zerg. As always, he is our very own FireZerg.
And here at the bottom left, he is spawning as Protoss, the red Protoss, in a pretty comfortable position as he is up 3-1. We have from Pigpan, it is Pig.
So Pig finds himself landed with another Protoss game. That does mean he could be going for his Archon drops again with that DT play that did so much damage against FireZerg last time. And these third base are a lot harder to take on this map. which means it'll be an interesting time trying to defend against GT harass Archon drops, because there is that extra little bit of dead space between the third and the natural as well that you can just drop between.
Yeah, I think if he's gonna go for a DT drop, it is gonna have to be between the natural and the dirt. As in the main, I don't think there's a lot of dead space for him to hide the War Prism at.
And there's a little bit at the top, the very, very top, like skirting along that top edge, but not too much. But it depends how Pig wants to go about this. He is a true master here, and he could just go and spice things up completely and go for something very different. But since we have got this only one gas play so far, 2 guys in the gas, so we aren't going to be seeing any heavy gas plays. We're not going to be seeing any heavy Stargate play. No robo into robo bay plays, so like disruptor drops, anything like that. This could very well be robo twilight again.
Yes, quite possibly. And spawning pool is done. First queen is on, or second, 2 queens on the way, and link speed on the way as well for FireZerg. I'm also thinking maybe that FireZerg, with the position of his Overlord Scout, he might do the Overlord drop, as this map is pretty good for Overlord drop, as there's a lot of areas to drop to. So we'll see if he does that.
I think so. Like, we have these links just scattered around, make sure there's no proxies going on or anything like that, especially on that third base position. A pylon block would be a little bit deadly here, as I think we are going to be starting to see a third base coming down pretty soon. We do have quite a few drones in production, so there's nothing all in here out of FireZerg as of yet.
Yeah, and there's no evolution chamber yet on the way, so it does not look like he is going to go ahead and do the Overlord drop. But we do see that the first Adept has arrived at the base. Going to go ahead and see. Oh, he's let it finish.
Wow, he's going to let it finish. That's actually first of this series, I think. We're getting to a nice position where only one or so lanes can attack at a time. He's going to get, nice takedown of that one drone. A very quick Overlord speed. This has been super standard recently, where you just go for that one Overlord. The first Overlord goes straight out, the next one just hovers over the top of the hatchery. Make sure there's no cannon rushes going on while it's being built. And as soon as it's finished, you move off, and as soon as possible, you get that Overlord speed. So you can find out any sort of tricks that the Protoss could be going for, such as Dark Shrine, and because of the Overlord, he's able to spot it. And the Dark Shrine even spawns right underneath the Overlord, right into FireZerg's his hands there.
Yeah, so he should be able to prepare for it quite nicely, as he scouted right in the very beginning.
Yeah, he's scouted absolutely everything. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows it's going to be a Twilight Robo play, and he now knows that possibly FireZerg that Pig will be going for his third base now. He has plenty of Zerglings coming down to try and deny that. The advantages of knowing absolutely everything that your player is going to be going for there. Pig even going for the full wall off there to make sure that Zerglings cannot get any damage done. I'm going to try again for that third base. Oh, but the creep deny there. Beautiful, as we do have Pig with actual no way of shooting up right now. He has no stalkers, might get a phone overcharge now with this pylon that he just formed in the nick of time. But that'll be, and the Overlord does back off. It banks away, gonna make sure that he doesn't get it, lose the Overlord.
That's kind of like a staple of FireZerg right now, of Overlord creep blocking the expansion. He loves that. Anyway, we have the first four DTs trying to take out the third, but as FireZerg scouted it pretty early, he was well prepared and went to lair pretty quickly and got the Overseer. Can defend that, but Archon on the way for Pig. Ooh, I think he's gonna let the two DTs.
The Archon making a beautiful wall off there. That was actually a beautiful play. making sure that the lanes didn't get a free Archon onto there. They weren't completely undefended. They did have the DTs there.
Yes, and he's going to turn the last two DTs into an Archon and go for that Archon harass. We'll see how that does.
And we do have the Nexus finally coming down in that third base position, as we do have the Archon drops coming in, trying to get some more damage done. No more DTs, they're just Archons.
So FireZerg got 5 or 4 queens there. Can defend against the Archon and spread the creep as well. It's going to be really important on this map.
Catman just saying that the game sounds might be a little bit loud.
Oh, game sound?
Just
Alright.
slightly a bit too loud.
Let me go ahead and put it a little bit lower. Hope is fine now. Let us know in the chat whether the game sound is fixed or not.
Yep, be absolutely appreciated. But in the meantime, Catman with his little ploys to make us miss all of the information going on now. We do have the Baneling Nest finishing up along with the Hydra Den, as well as the Templar Archives coming up now. So big bit of information just smack down there. Plenty of transitions going on here. We are going to start to see some storms coming out very soon, although it might not particularly be PiG style.
Yeah,
and
but
we are
I
also
think,
going to be seeing...
I think in the PvZ, this is very common to go for that composition, the Charge Lot, Archon, Immortal, and Storm composition.
Yeah,
works
exactly.
really well.
I think quite well is a bit of an understatement, saying those storms do insane damage to all of the Hydralisks, and they can take down Banelings and Zerglings within milliseconds.
Indeed. And we do see that exact composition from FireZerg, Banelings, as well as more Hydras and Lings on the way.
Absolutely, but FireZerg has the advantage of being a lot more powerful. These Hydras are just so efficient in supply compared to their DPS and their costs. They're just so efficient units. And then along with the support of the Lings and the Banelings there to tank for those Hydralisks, they make a deadly force together. It just depends who can get the best engagement, since the Hydraling Bane really wants a very nice surround. He wants to get the Lings and Banes in as soon as possible, right on top of the army, get as much splash damage as possible. Whereas the PiG's army wants to be going for those nice choke points, wants to get storms on everything, wants to be able to get immortal shooting at the proper units, get to properly tank, and the Archons to get nice big bunches of units as well. So they both excel at very different things, and that's why they contrast so well. It makes these fights very interesting to watch.
Oh, here we go. FireZerg is going to go ahead and engage. Storm is done. First storm does go down.
Not a great connection there. I think he could be hoping for better. He's got plenty of storm energy to try again. However, there is still plenty of Hydralisks. Nice storm there, taking out just a number of those. But we do have plenty of drop lords here, laden with Banelings, ready to drop right to top of the overconfident big army here. And that could really change things at some point.
Oh, and as that attack is going on, a Zealot run by is underway. I'm gonna go ahead and attack the third of FireZerg, but I think he has enough to defend against that and will clean it up.
Just enough now that he pulls back most of his army, but there's, oh my god, all these drop lords.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Who saw the High Templar though? That's a bit of a risk there. I think those were all empty.
That was the best he could hope for, because man, that could have been really bad.
That was questionable there for PiG. That was not what he wanted in the slightest, to have 3 damage right on top of his army. And there's going to be a big run by his. PiG's going to find himself in a little bit of a poor position here against all of these Lings and Hydras. He finds himself in a nice open area. The concave being set up by PiG is going to be beautiful. The Lings coming, take down quite a few of these Archons. Nice big storms in some of these Hydras here. Gonna have to pull away for a little bit of time, get some more Lings out, get some more Banelings. Can't really take those engagements with Hydralisks alone.
Another good Zealot warp-in for PiG. Trying to get something done, as every time the Zerg army goes in for the engagement, goes in with some zealot harassment, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and these harassments have been really good. We do have PiG actually quite far ahead in that worker supply. It's about 10, 20 worker supply up right now.
Yeah,
And
kill.
FireZerg is transitioning into the lurkers though. These are the supreme efficiency here. You get a good engagement with lurkers, and you can all of a sudden win the game. The storms just don't do much damage to these guys. And they're really good zone control. They're just so tanky at the same time. They require really good engagement with Immortals, with Archons to try and deal with this, but the engagement is going to go on just outside of this Lurker range. The Lurker's not quite doing the damage it really wants here. The Hydra numbers are going to be thinned out here, and I think that FireZerg could be forcing himself into a position where he's forcing the army out of the natural, and he's going to force himself right on top of all the production here of PiG. Not a position where you want to be as PiG.
Lurker is doing so much splash damage, and the Banelings go in, clean up all the zealots. More.
Oh, but man, the Immortals though taking down a lot of these lurkers here.
Yeah.
There's not many Hydras left here to actually combat anything that PiG has. PiG took a beautiful engagement there, exactly what he wanted.
Ooh, if FireZerg could just have an overseer, he can take down that observer and.
Oh man, he's going up to 10 lurkers right now. If he can get a good position here, he's going to be able to absolutely decimate everything that PiG is going to have. But PiG's been actually taking some really nice engagements here. So I wonder how this is going to go for him. PiG has been going really well in the late game here. Massive storm going down on that big Hydra force there. Going to get full damage down on all of them. Lurkers in position now. He's going to force himself in the position to really deal damage to the production here. PiG not really got much to deal with this, but he's going to get all around these lurkers in positions where the lurkers just can't deal very well. He's going to clean up every single last one of them. All of FireZerg's army is now gone. He's got a couple lurkers in the back, but the observer does spot them. They try and move forwards, right into the range of this observer, and the Immortals are just going to try and pummel their way through this. GG what played is going to be called. PiG is going to be taking game number 5 and bringing the series up to a 4-1. What would you call it?
4-1 lead.
4-1 lead, thank
Yes.
you. Was a little bit of a struggle for me tonight.
And that was such a great engagement by PiG with against the lurkers. You want to have that surround. You want to do that flank attack. He had one between his natural with the zealot charge lot and his main army at the fourth, and he kind of sandwiched the army and great storms as well. So well done by PiG.
Super well done by PiG, yeah. He was just able to hold on in that late game. He might have straggled behind in that early to mid game, not quite getting the damage he wanted to be doing, but the constant little zealot drops, all that goodness, it really helped to try and pick apart FireZerg to the point where he just didn't have the overwhelming amount of force that he needed to try and take down PiG once and for all.
And now we are one game away for PiG in winning this whole series and winning that $50 first place prize. And PiG is confirmed that he is ready, so here we go. We are going to be playing on Odyssey LE.
I wouldn't really be surprised if FireZerg could start to bring this back now. He's been so close in so many games. He's been on the point of victory, just it's at his fingertips, but he's never been able to curl anything around to drag it onto his person and bring in the score to a much closer set of scores here. He's only got one game under his belt so far to PiG's 4.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because FireZerg, I think, played pretty well and pretty solid in most of the games.
Yeah, he's definitely not been lapsing at all, but PiG it's just been that slightest bit ahead. Just the millimeters slightly ahead of FireZerg. That's the only thing. but I think this could be the year of FireZerg. I think you could start to bring this back real quick, as we do have them spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, as always, as the orange Zerg.
And here at the top left, we do have the guy who is on fire. Get it, get it. We have.
I'm not even gonna laugh at that.
I know it was corny. I'm sorry to everyone. We have the red Terran. It is PiG.
So we do have PiG going for that. He's going to be landed with that Terran again. I wonder what sort of build is he going to be going for. This is going to be another barracks gas build out of him. So we could be seeing another 2-on-1.
Well, the last time he was a Terran versus Zerg, he went for that double medevac marine attack and followed up with a tank marine. So I think on this map, I would say it's a real possibility that he might go for that again. But I guess we'll see.
I think so. The 2-on-1 is super popular against Zerg for been quite a while now. The only thing that's already usurped it is these big factory openers that come off to gas. However, we see PiG going for the complete contrast here, going for that very old school traditional 2-on-1. We are going to see him place down a second. No, it is going to be straight into a factory right there.
Interesting. So
since we don't have the reactor coming down, he's going to have enough gas for that factory, and this is going to delay his marine production quite a lot here and put him a little bit on the risky side here. It does look like he's going to want to take up super quickly into maybe starport units such as Banshees, those sort of high-tech units.
Yeah,
it'd be very interesting to see what he's going to be trying to go for.
Yeah, it's looking very likely a Banshee build. We're gonna see how that does, because this map, as you can see, there's a lot of dead space on the main and natural, especially the natural, and Banshee can do real work on there.
Absolutely, even crazy things like Liberator range rushes can do so much against Zerg players.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If caught completely unaware.
We do see that the Reaper is chilling out at the dirt. Scouts no dirt yet, as FireZerg does have his link speed just done, and he's going to go ahead and get his dirt right now. I think he's going to clean up that Reaper. Yep, it goes down.
Yep, and with that Reaper being cleaned up, PiG knows exactly when that third base is going to be going down. He doesn't need to clean up that Reaper for nothing. He's not going to open himself up for more Reaper scouting for nothing. He doesn't know that Reaper's going to be there.
So FireZerg does just got the scout on the reactor Hellions, so he should be able to see what's coming. No Banshees.
Yeah, and he also sees he's going to see that third base, so he is going to be telling that this is going to be a 3cc Hellion build, but it's going to be into a bio transition here, a big bio transition, where it's going to get these 3 extra racks here, but no medevacs in the meantime. Meaning he's going to be able to do very little to no aggression with that bio. So it could very well be a very big 2-base timing attack here, with that third base following on behind. Finally, the starport does go down for PiG. Reactor and factory do swap over, as we do see another reactor going down.
It's looking very similar to that 2 medevac marine attack time.
It is, but striking so much later. If this was a very standard 2-on-1, similar to what he did on Interloper, we would have seen him strike half a minute ago. He would have already been in that third base trying to deny it. So FireZerg's quite a comfortable position here. 3 Hellions is not really going to deny too much, and that means he's just going to drone up pretty happily. But FireZerg has other plans. He's thinking that PiG is a little bit tricky here. He's going to still be adding more lanes, and he's not going to be droning too hard. Since if you drone too hard, that's the way he's going to lose the game, and hence the series here. This is the final match that he can lose here. The last bit of leeway that FireZerg has got here against PiG.
Yeah, FireZerg is going to have to go for a reverse all kill in order to win the series. He is going to go ahead and try to get some damage done with the Hellions, but there are too much Lings. And it might get this around. I think it will. Yes, it does. And all Hellions goes down for PiG.
Yeah, those 3 Hellions together, just the 3 don't do a massive amount. And he's going to be able to come in and try and deny this orbital as well. The mules do go down as well. And they'll be a little bit wasted, but the stim does go down on top of these Marines. He's going to shoo away all these Lings. The Lings could have taken the engagement, but it wouldn't have been worth it, I don't think. Since I would have left absolutely nothing at home there for FireZerg, and the rest of the Marines could have just loaded on the medbag and boosted across the map. However, this big move out here is going to do real good stuff for PiG here. He's going to try and be able to take out all these lanes from one end, so he can't really run away.
He's going to go ahead and go into the third, try to get as much done, but I think he's going to go ahead and lose most of his Zerglings and pretty much gets nothing done there. Let's go back and see 0-0 workers killed for both players.
Absolutely, yeah, but I was just trying to make the best of the bad situation there, being completely caught off guard there. Big army in the middle of the map with a lot of Marines. Marines just cut their way through those lanes so easily.
Yeah, for sure.
This push out here with stim and combat shields is going to be interesting here, but he needs to micro it correctly. He's going to be pushing into creep against an army with only Marines here. Normally you'd see a Terran go for these heavy Widowmine plays, they go for siege tanks as well. They'll try and get damage done with the support units and the bio there to try and support. However, this is just going to be Marines alone. It's going to come off the back of his micro alone and being able to pick up and not lose all of his units to Banelings. And that is a very big reason why a lot of players often go for these Widowmines rather than just go pure Marine. Because there's no real big damage backbone when you just have Marines. Marines are just so squishy. If you have like a Widowmine or 2 in there, all of a sudden there's 20 Lings going down, a couple Banelings, just for free to these Widowmines. And that really changes up.
PiG is going to go ahead and drop into the main, and I think he's going to go ahead and might attack the gold base, but I think he's just chilling right now. Oh, he might get caught. Oh, lift off just in time. So great micro by PiG, paying attention to his main army as well as his drop.
Absolutely, and we are going to be seeing with Hydralisk range and speed upgrades, we are going to be seeing moving into that Hydra Ling's Bane composition, the backbone of the current ZVT matchup. It's going to be super strong, and if PiG doesn't build any tanks anytime soon, he's going to really struggle against this.
Yeah, he's going to rely on the multi-prong drops, which is really good on this map, as this is the map where all the bases are pretty spread. You can see how far the main is from the gold base, and here we go. FireZerg going to go ahead and engage, and with the Banelings and Hydras is going to go ahead and push this army back, and it cancels, forces PiG to cancel his fourth base.
Yeah, PiG is not going to be able to expand anytime soon, nor with this number of Hydras out. Hydras are just better than Marines in most ways. They've got more health, they've got more damage per second. But the problems are a bit bigger and they've got no medevac support. And that's where they're left a bit in the dust, but Marines really need the support of siege tanks to do much damage against large Hydra forces.
Oh, what a wraparound by the Zerg, and it will force PiG to GG as there's just too much swarm.
Absolutely, there's just too much swarm closing in on that third base, and FireZerg able to bring it back in game number 6. Bringing it up to just only a 4-2 lead there for PiG so far. I think that FireZerg can start to bring this back.
Yes, he can start a winning streak maybe, and hopefully he can force a game 9. That would be awesome. we have FireZerg confirming he is ready. We're waiting for PiG. Yep, he does confirm, and countdown begins. So again, this is a best of 9 show match between PiG versus FireZerg, and we are in our sixth match.
I
Yeah,
believe so. It's a little
no,
hard to
seventh.
track when you. Yeah, it's the seventh game.
Yeah, 4-2.
Seventh game in the series.
It is 4-2 in favor of PiG. Alright, why don't you go ahead and do the honors of introducing our players?
Of course, and we do have spawning in the bottom right-hand corner position. Spawning as, yet again, the orange Zerg. He needs to start bringing this back, as this is game number 7 of 9. He is FireZerg.
Alright, and spawning at, I say, the 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock position? Depending on
the top position.
Yeah, we have the red Protoss. We have PiG.
So PiG is spawning as Protoss again, and this has been I think it's been the most dominant with in this entire series. It's not lost so far as a Protoss, even though last time we saw him spawn as a Protoss, we did see him only just like by the the hair of his neck able to hold on. But this time, I think FireZerg could start to bring this back, as we do have a tricky map such as Catalina. We don't see him spawning as a Terran where he could go for that Liberator range rush and just be annoying to all end. So, I don't know, there's a lot of dead space on this map. It's an insane amount of dead space. We can do a lot of work with these drops here. They love so much, it's so dear to his heart. They're close in, and it's something he loves to do.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, from historical, perspective, PiG is not his strongest, his weakest race, I believe, is Protoss. So for him to be doing so well in PvZ speaks to the skill level that he's at.
Absolutely, yeah. And we are going to be seeing PiG go for this very standard gateway expand once more, along with this 2-gate coming out now. So I think this could yet again be another Twilight Robo build here. I would not be surprised in the slightest if we do see that get thrown down real quick.
Yeah, we should be seeing that in just the next few seconds or so. FireZerg has spotted his or sent his overlord, the first overlord, to the correct position, so he does see all this, and he's gonna see the depth pop out pretty soon.
Yes, and with that, he's going to be wanting to just have a little bit of a scout round, like he has done those previous games. Mainly see the number of drones in that natural base, seeing what sort of commitment does FireZerg have to going to the late game, or does he want to finish this early? Because FireZerg needs to start thinking of things that will just outdo PiG coming into game number 7.
Yes, you want to go ahead as a Protoss to scout the Zerg natural, see if there's a lot of drones or little drones. If it is a little bit, then you know that there is some push coming from the Zerg. So, that's when you have to prepare, and you kind of get scared as a as a Protoss that there's going to be either a Ling drop or a Bailing bust or a Roach push. You never know.
Yeah, it's especially worrying when there's only like 1 drone there, 2 drones there, or even none at all. And he does see a lot of drones there, so he's not too worried about anything. However, he should be worried, since we are going to be seeing an Overlord, a Dropper Lord being morphed in, and we're going to see quite a few Lings at the front base here. PiG just not being able to get the wall off now. Opponent Judge does go down, but the Ling's going to go straight towards Fate. And with the Ling drop inside the main now as well, this is going to do so much damage here. But it just isn't enough. It's a couple overcharges going down, but there's only a Stalker and an Adept really there as standing forces here against these Lings. These Lings can just happily nibble away at everything. He sees the Dark Shrine even.
Oh, so the Queen drop as well.
Queens are going to make so much difference in this fight, able to do a little bit of extra damage at that range. but the Bo9 charge is the real MVP here, able to take down so many of these links, but it's just not enough Bo9 charge. And this, finally, there's no more forces really here for PiG, and the mineral lines are going to start to get sacked real quick here.
16 probes are already down, and more it seems will be going down as queens are gonna and the lings get on top of the mineral line. There is a DT, so you can
single
clean this up.
DT, yeah. I think that FireZerg might want to start thinking about getting an Overseer over here soon, but he might not even bother since it's just got so much here. Just trying to take out these probes here. This one DT is not going to do all it needs to do to try and take down all of these queens, all of these links as well. There's only 5 more probes. 4, 3, 2. 2 more probes left, and I don't think that's going to really compete with the full-on 2 base economy here. 25 drones, and now taking out this Nexus in the natural as well.
Second DT on in the main base, but again, I just don't think that's enough, as there's only 3 more workers left. Oh, only 1, 0, none left. And there is no minerals, or he has just enough to make 1 more probe. I think this is pretty much over, but
I think so, but PiG, with an absolute resolve here, he's totally not going to leave this until it's too late. But nothing is powered anymore. 1 more probe, and he's going to leave it now. And now he's going to wait until he can finally breathe his last breath here. Last probe does come out here. He's going to try and hide it. The lings are going to find it. And GG well played is going to be caught by PiG. FireZerg is going to start to bring this back with bringing it closer to 4-3 as our score now in favor of PiG.
yes, indeed.
FireZerg doing the unbelievable. Winning 2 games in a row so far.
And we are, since we just played our 7th game, we are going to our 8th game, which means we are going to restart the map pool. So we are back in Abyssal Reef. First game, I believe that was a PVZ. So we'll see if
yes, it was. It was PVC. Yep.
So we'll see if PiG spawns as Protoss again. Or
I wonder. Yeah, it's a very good map for Protoss, to be honest, because you've got those 5 bases all close in and they're very easy to defend. FireZerg tried to make something of it in game number 1, if I remember correctly. But I don't know. He might be landing as a different race. We don't know, do we?
yeah, we'll have to see. As for some reason, I think he is busy with something. He's not entering the lobby. Might be preoccupied with something.
I think so. It might just be taking a second.
Yeah, he did have a tough loss in that last game. You know, when you scout the, you send the depth, he scouted the natural of the Zerg. Didn't see much drones. I think it was like only 5 or 6. And then to lose to all that Ling and the Queen drop as well, it's a tough loss. He was going for that DT drop build as well, the same one. So
try it again. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he got the invite. I was just looking at his stream real quick. Try and keep eyes on everywhere.
Again, thank you to everyone who is watching the stream. We appreciate your support and love. You can go ahead and feel free to follow us, the Psionic Aftermath channel on Afreeca and on Twitch. We're on both, so we have we're gonna have more show matches in the future, such as this. So feel free to follow us.
Yeah, absolutely. Since we have got a lot more interaction with Afreeca coming up real soon, we have show matches going to be coming on. We've got what else do we have? We have all sorts. We have big bracket tournaments with some of the best foreigners against some of the best Koreans in the world. all in the works at the moment, and they'll all be streamed here on Afreecatv since it always all courtesy of them.
Yeah, we have some amazing casters such as yourself.
Ah, too much love, thank you, and yourself, of course.
And why don't you go ahead and introduce our player for game 8, or yeah, 8.
I will do, and I'm always lumped with FireZerg, so I'm going to mix up things, and I'm going to go up with to the top left, and we have spawning in the top left-hand corner. He is representing PigPan. He currently holds a 4-3 lead. He needs to win this last one. Coming back on Abyssal Reef, he is Pig.
And at the bottom right, can possibly push this to an ace match. He is the orange Zerg, and from our clan PsiX, it is FireZerg.
Yeah, our very own FireZerg. And fun fact that we actually play PigPan in the Chobo Team League. Not, of course, run by Pig himself. He's not the team captain for PigPan. And they're also on the other side of the group stage. We're in group stage A, they're in group stage B.
Yes, yes.
And so we don't quite meet unless we both make it to the playoffs. Then, of course, we'll be crushing PigPan. No bias at all. No bias at all here on
no bias. No bias here.
/ Psionic Aftermath, of course.
It's all objective.
Oh, of course, yeah, and also I am also the Chobo Team League captain for Psionic Aftermath, so no bias there either. It's just a double load of unbiased action here. But we are game number 8 here as another ZVZ. FireZerg not going for this hyper aggression on one base yet again that scored him just a victory or two earlier in this series. We are going to see him just go for that hatch gas pool even. We're going to see very standard ling speed timings here. Words tonight, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay, we all get that once in a while. Anyhow, we do have, yes, ling speed on the way, and we don't have it for FireZerg yet. I think he has enough gas for it. Doesn't look like he... Oh wait, does he? No, he doesn't have enough gas yet. So we'll see if he gets ling speed soon or not.
Ooh, well, we do have Pig going for that Baneling nest super quickly. Whether it's just for a wall-off or if it's for an aggressive move, I'm not sure. Because he's got all of his production buildings here as walls here. He's trying to make sure it's as defensive as possible.
Yes, and FireZerg actually blindly got a spine crawler, so his I think his build off on paper is already gives him a bit of advantage over Pig's build, as he will be prepared for those banelings.
I think so, and it looks like Pig's Baneling nest was indeed for those aggressive banelings. We do have more lings being pumped out, banelings being pumped out, despite the fact he did see the natural has been produced. Those queens maiming but not finishing off the overlord.
He's got to get his queens in. He might get caught off by the Zerglings. Oh, I don't think he'll make it in time. It's gonna be close. Oh,
no.
Ooh, good focus fire on the Baneling by FireZerg, and he barely gets the wall off. Wow, that was close.
That was crazy clutch. And we do see the transition coming out of FireZerg, but whether he gets there or not is going to be a question, because it will be roaches, and they're rather mineral expensive here as well as gas expensive. So I'm not sure if FireZerg can really afford it.
Yes, 3 roaches on the way, and does it look? I think Pig is might go into a lair into maybe a spire. Maybe it looks like he's getting his second gas. Maybe if he gets his third and fourth soon, it might be a transition into Mutas.
It's very much a possibility, since mutas are very much the meta nowadays, that you'll often see your opponent go for these heavy roach play, and they're like, okay, well, I'll just go mutas because, roaches, they don't shoot up, yeah?
Yeah, and it's their saving grace. Protoss got DTs as their saving grace. Terran, they got base trays and drops as their saving grace, but Zerg
Widowmine as well. Never forget the Widowmine.
Yeah, Widowmine, for sure. Pig tried to go for that Overlord drop, but it gets spotted by Firelord's Overlord, and we have
Oh,
another
loses
push.
so many of them.
Yeah, we have a push, big push by FireZerg. Bunch of roaches, and I do not know if he has enough, Pig has enough to defend against this, as he's trying to make some spine crawlers.
Oh, I think he's just got enough with all of these spine crawlers here, but now the spine crawlers are focusing down on these Zerglings. The roaches are able to do a lot of damage here. And I think this could very well be game ending here for Pig. He just doesn't have the lings out at the moment. As more lings do pump in for FireZerg, he's able to start bringing them back real quickly. More drones. 15 drones in total have gone down. Transfusers try to go down on these spine crawlers, but all the transfusers have been used up. The focus fire on these spine crawlers is good. All the spines do go down. Finally, we are going to be starting to see these lings coming out. Low health roaches are going to be formed into Ravagers. But I don't think there's enough here. G1 play is going to be called FireZerg. It's going to start to tie up this series 4-4, bringing us to our final series, final match of the series.
Yes, final match. Yeah, FireZerg, determined to push into the ace match, does gets it, and it's going to come down to one match for that $50 prize.
That makes it all the more interesting, as we will be going to our final match on Acolyte, a macro map of all things. However, we did see last time we were on this map, FireZerg went for that heavy aggression. He went for that very quick speed on one base with the Queen pumping in injects all the time, non-stop relenting Zerglings and Banelings.
Alright, so yeah, so basically FireZerg is saying if it's okay, you know, can we play with Pig, can we play on a different map? They want a different map. So in order to make this a pretty good game, FireZerg is going to go ahead and veto Interloper, Acolyte, and Catalina. And we'll see what Pig chooses.
Yep.
Okay, so basically whatever map is fine. Pig can pick, maybe. That's what FireZerg is saying. So I guess it's up to Pig what map he wants to play, with the exception of, again, those 3 vetoes by FireZerg. Do you have a map preference you want to see played on in the final map or game?
I don't know, I'd like to see Catalina just because it's so fun. It's such a bad map, but it's also a good map. That's why it's back in the pool, I guess. It's back in after years of being left in the dark.
And Pig seems like he's fine with anything, so
yeah, it's pretty chill. Yeah.
Okay, so Pig is suggesting Ascension. Okay, so both players are okay with Ascension. So our last map is going to be on Ascension to Ire. And this is a pretty big map, very macro style map. There's so many bases around to take. And we'll see how it goes. Alright. Wow, FireZerg being down 4-1 early in the series has made a comeback, incredible comeback, tying it 4-4, and we'll see if he can do that and complete that reverse all kill.
I think so, yeah, he was almost what you would call a reverse all kill. He already had that one game in the middle of the early run. All those 4 wins were not quite in series, but we have got ourselves spawning in on our final match. As a Zerg, Pig, being honest, in this final match is going to be using no tricks, but we do have FireZerg spawning as the orange Zerg, hoping to bring it back after nearly what would be called a reverse all kill. He is FireZerg.
Yes, and at the top left we do have the red Zerg. It is gonna be from Pigpan. Pig. So both guys, it seems, are going for a macro game as no crazy 12 pool or 13 pool.
Absolutely not. And we do have the drones moving out now for these very early expansions here. Hatchery first on both sides.
I think it's like an unspoken rule where, like, if you have a show match and it goes to the ace game, you just don't cheese or rush. Yeah.
Oh no, I would have gone straight against that, and I would have proxy 4x'd with all those Marines in, like, suck on it. I was trying to think of something that's not massively,
Crazy.
offensive there. I would have said much harsher words in the ladder match. Not in the ladder match, but in the show match. But then again, these people are a lot more friendly and less offensive than I am.
But you do anything for the win, don't you? You a cheese with 4x, maybe?
Oh, I cheese for the win. If I know my opponent is better than me in the macro game, I'll just go, oh, I wonder, do you see this 3x Reaper coming your way? If
yeah.
not...
That is a good tip for all the low-level players. If you are facing against a really higher tier level player, you can go for the cheese and hope for that win. You never know.
Yeah, I was playing the Platinum Diamond tournament with a good friend of mine. He was up against me in the bracket, and he was like, play game 1, it's a best of 3. He absolutely crushes me in this macro game, and I'm just like, right, well, he's better than me in a macro game, so it's useless going for a macro game. So I just 3-Rex Reapered him. Killed him game 2. Then what did I go for? Oh, then I just went for some crazy drop play. 1 game 3, it was beautiful. I think I got the clip to the top of Reddit as well, of me Cyclone dropping in the back and then running with Marines, killing every single one of his SCVs at the front. It was, it's magnificent.
Sounds awesome.
Absolutely beautiful. It was beautiful to see at the top of Reddit as well. He was not happy that his misfortune put him at the top of Reddit as well. However, back to the game, we do have a lot of marauding lings making their way around the map, scouting for each other. But with Pig being a lot more aggressive here, he's got his his little lings across on FireZerg's side of the map. Yes. A little bit risky here.
Both players again are gonna go ahead and get their third base. Again, this is a really macro-based map, a lot of bases, so both players want to go into the late game, it seems. And oh no, wait! It looks like Pig is gonna go ahead and make 18 Zerglings and go for a push. See if you can take down that third of FireZerg.
I think so. And Pig's Zergling police car alarms are going off right now, chasing off Pig's lengths. It's all confusing me now. It's confusing me, bro.
The siren is going off in the correct time. You see? It's all fate.
Yep.
It's all destiny.
So we're all chasing each other across the Central Dire. I'm like, but words, man, they're hard.
Yes, the siren is going to go off for FireZerg as Pig is going to go ahead and try to take down this third. Banelings are... almost got the 3
big Baneling hit. However, I think this third base is going to go down regardless. Oh, it's going to be close. I think just the last couple lings there, but all of the remaining lings do go down. None to go home and remember the loss there, but 2 more Banelings are going to come in trying to get some damage done on the mineral line there. Nothing quite going to get done. Drone or 2 is going to go down.
FireZerg is going to go ahead and try to counterattack, but I think Pig is already prepared as he has 3 Banelings and Spore Crawlers on the way, or actually a Roach Warren on the way and a a Spine Crawler rather. Ooh, it looks like Pig is going to go ahead and sacrifice his third.
I think so. I think it's definitely a possibility. However, I don't know if there's enough lings there to really do too much damage to that third base before the reinforcements of Pig do make their way across. But indeed, it does look like he's just going to sacrifice it. As we do see a Roach Warren finishing up now, we do see the transition going to be heading out for Pig here. This is not going to be one to stay on Ling Bane for too long. Replacement third coming down here for Pig. FireZerg caught in the tail here, making sure he's going to get the cancel down at least.
Army tab or army supply is 29 to 17 as there's so much Zerglings. It seems like Pig is transitioning into roaches though. So Pig is gonna, well actually FireZerg is gonna have that timing window where he can attack with lings, but if the roaches come across the map, it might be a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, the only way that Lings can really combat roaches is with some beautiful Baneling connections that really bruise up the roaches, or with those +1 melee weapons, and that can really help batter through. Beautiful Baneling connect off on one of Pig's Banelings. Didn't even use both of them to get every single one that like. Oh man, again, all of the Zerglings do go down. So many so far. So far, FireZerg has lost 50 Zerglings to Pig hands. So Pig's 30. The big Zergling battles across on Pig's side of the map is going to change that. More big Baneling connects going down though.
Worker and army supply both in favor of Pig as he is ahead by 9 workers and ahead by 9 army supply. So I say Pig right now is in a pretty good position right now.
I think so. I think he's in a position to possibly take this. However, I think that FireZerg is definitely still in this. The armies, the wood supplies are still about even, but it all comes down to these Baneling connections here. But with roaches out now for Pig, I think he could possibly take this.
Yeah, and it's gonna have. I think FireZerg pretty much his only chance right now is to go for mutas, cause for him to, or I guess he's gonna go roaches himself. Maybe you know, if you can get enough Ravagers, you can hold off enough with the corrosive bios so that it becomes a 200 and 200 supply fight, and then maybe with a good engagement, he can come back into the game.
It's definitely the safer way to go about things. However, I don't know if Pig will allow that, as he is leading so much in this army supply. He's got the roach lead at the moment, and the good thing about these Ravagers is they can really help you relocate your opponents. If you line up a load of biles on the line of fire of those roaches, you'll force them all to move away, get them to be over microed, and get that less amount of volleys off on your own roaches. But it all comes down to the finesse, little micro things that FireZerg can do against Pig, and Pig against FireZerg equally.
Indeed. And we just see that the layer just finished for his FireZerg, so he can finally get that roach speed if he wants.
I think so, and roach speed is just about to finish up now for Pig, and that's going to give him a massive advantage. Roach on roach battles where one player has the roach speed will win 9 times out of 10, just because they're like it's like slowlings versus speedlings. Speedlings will always win just because they can jump on top of a retreating roach player, or they can escape away from an outnumbering roach player as well.
Oh,
They've just got that many more options here, and we are going to see a massive roach attack here by Pig, attacking the entire army here. FireZerg, there's not much left. Drones are being pulled to try and deal with this, but so many drones going down. 11 drones going down so far, more to be taken down as well. So you see all the roaches being jumped right on top of, showing the exact skill, the exact advantage that roach speed gives. And that is going to lead Pig to take the entire series.
yes.
5-4. Such a close series. It was so backwards and forwards. Pig taking the first half of the series, and then just not quite making it in the final half until he brings it back in that final game.
Yes, well done by both players, and congrats again to Pig. He is going to win that $50 winner's prize, but well done also to FireZerg, who pushed it, almost came with that reverse all kill, just fell a little bit too short of it. And GG to both players. And any last words that you have in mind?
Not at all, but thank you very much to Afreecatv for helping to organise and sponsor this tournament to help get us great players like Pig and our very own FireZerg.
Yes, thank you, Afreecatv, and also special shout out to Team Liquid as they allowed us to host us in the events page and giving us some spotlight, and so thank you to them, and thank you to everyone on this Sunday night. I hope it was a great, fun series to watch, and I guess we'll see you guys next time. Have fun and good night.